assignments first. I attended a meeting of the library trustees a couple of weeks ago, and just wanted to let the board know that they're taking very seriously the challenges brought to them on the budget constraints, and obviously working as best they can within those, and I'll keep you updated as those, may mean different things for interlibrary loans and other things already. The reduced hours have been announced, so there's no changes there. Let's see, other liaison assignment, I'm permanent liaison now to the Taxation Aid Committee, and there were requests for donations to the Senior and Disabled Tax Relief Fund in our last water bills, and that netted an additional $1,800 for the fund, bringing the total up a little bit above $6,000. And while I and everyone else on the committee, I think, definitely appreciates the generosity of everyone who gave, I'd like to encourage people to again consider that fund for a gift. The committee decided not to put a request again in the next quarter's water bill, but in the last one of the calendar year, which I believe will be coming in November. I know there was much concern regarding the override for seniors' abilities to pay their tax bills, and I would hope that everyone who is concerned with that will channel their energies and request others to channel their energies toward contributing to this fund, so we get it, the principal amount significant enough that we can start giving meaningful assistance to those who need it.
And it's $1 or more, and you can donate. You don't have to wait for the water bill.
You don't have to wait for the water bill.
You can
Treasurer's
go up to
office
the
anytime.
treasurer's office and
Yep.
just
Yep.
make a donation.
Yep,
Right.
so please keep that in mind and consider that. Let's see, some other small, other things. The memo that we got from Koppelman and Page, the Friends of memo, I think that was copied, I'm sure that was copied for everyone. I guess I was wondering, through the chair to the town administrator, did any other boards or committees receive a copy of this memo?
Went to Council on Aging, went to the Recreation.
They were on my list. Just, I guess, so others can know what I'm talking about, Town Council issued a memo regarding the relationship between municipal boards and Friends of organizations. I guess one of the most recent and obvious examples in North Reading is SOS. So obviously when Town Council issues a memo, it's something that's happening not only in North Reading, but in the many communities that they serve. So I guess I wondered if this memo could also go to the school committee.
Sure.
To SOS, Recreation was on my list, so that's there already, and perhaps to the library and the bookworms, because I know that there's been, a lot of interest out there in volunteer organizations helping where they can, and to the extent we can share this information. I don't think there's anything earth-shattering in here, but why don't we share it with everyone who might find it helpful? So I would appreciate that. Okay, let's see. I know Mr. Murphy will discuss in more detail the MMA conference that we went to about 10 days ago. It was incredibly informative on a variety of levels. And I'll let Mr. Murphy go through most of that. But one thing that I had asked the town administrator to copy for your packets that I had asked about previously and was lucky enough to see a presentation of at the MMA conference was the Smart Dollars program, which the town of Easton has instituted. And what that is an incentive program for employees to come up with money-saving solutions for the town. And employees in turn get a monetary award and due recognition from the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator and other local media. The town of Easton, in this past fiscal year 02, has been able to recognize over $250,000 in savings, budget savings, on a $900 investment. And I guess I would just like to hear some feedback if the other board members have gotten to look at the information that was distributed. I would like to encourage North Reading to adopt such a program, and I'd just like to hear feedback from other board members.
I'll just comment that I did look at the material that was done similar type program at work, and while you might look at it cynically and say, isn't that their job? It's amazing what a program like this can generate. And I think it makes employees aware, and it incents them to do that. And I think if you look at the way Easton rolled out this program anyway, there's a lot of recognition for that. I think that that's probably and I know this from my own work experience, that's the bigger part of the program anyway, is the recognition of what the employee thought of or contributed or did. So I would be supportive of a program. Obviously, it needs to come from the town and fit North Reading's needs and so forth. But I would certainly be supportive of us pursuing, putting something together that would be similar to this program.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Yes, Mrs. Bailey, I did read it, and I want to say up front, I would be supportive of it, but I think we have to be careful what we support and what we do. On the outset, some of it, Mr. Murphy, I looked at it too, and, well, that's their job. You know, I mean, one of them is a person turns in a water leak in a road. Well, it's their job. But I'm not talking negatively on it. I think what I would like to try to find, yeah. Well, I mean, what I would like to try to find out, and I don't know really how to do it, is if this had any negative impact on the employees that did not get it. Because I'm wondering if it caused any scenarios where, well, he got this stipend and I did this and I got nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if we could ever find that out. I'm in support of something, is what I'm saying, but I think we have to be careful.
Well, I think it's been my experience with programs like this that you will have the cynicism.
And that's why we have to try to.
You know, but I think one of the features of this program I thought was great, and I'm not sure would want to do it here or do it in the same structure, but this program empowers change, and that change leading to a dollar saving. So I think it's a pretty powerful thing, and we're in tight budget times. And again, I've seen this in the corporate world, whether it's where I work or in other organizations, and I think it can be successful. I think it's also another way, just from a public relations perspective, to say to each and every employee, we want to hear your thoughts and comments and ideas. And sometimes people roll up programs like this. I didn't think you'd listen to me. So it's no. I think it's worth exploring and giving
I
it
agree.
a
I
try.
think we have to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do, but I agree.
Generally, I'm definitely supportive of it. A lot of times, employees of any agency, they like to be asked, you know, what can they do to improve things, and I think it's definitely a good idea. Devil is in the details. We have to be careful, as Joe says, but I agree. It's a good idea to see what's out there that we can do to save the town money.
Then I would like to work with the town administrator and perhaps probably bring in Mrs. Olson on this and formulate something for the board's review. Interestingly, besides the water leak, in the presentation they said the town knew they were losing water, and when they that there would be a reward for the DPW person who found it. Somebody went way out into the woods and found, you know, something that they had been actively looking for, so you never know. And just a little aside, Kevin Pecos, who presented this at the conference, was a selectman in North Abington,
I know.
1977 to 85, yeah.
He remembers Ken. I asked
Um,
him that.
Okay, good. And then, I guess the last thing under old and new business, I guess kind of goes to old business, that we voted on the police station 2 weeks ago, and a couple of people have asked me about my vote since then, and I abstained, and I just wanted to go on record. I didn't talk about why I abstained there because the hour was very late and I was trying to help move things along. The reason I abstained was that while I was expecting to review the plan to build the police station at $4.8 million, I hadn't been expecting to vote on it and didn't feel that I had enough information specifically in talking to the police about working on such a plan. So I understand that the station is in dire needs of renovation and expansion, and just didn't feel that I had enough information to make my decision at that moment in time. Simple as that. And that's all for me tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Callaghan.
I have one item, actually, this being July 1st. I have a question about the trash fee. I've been contacted a lot by a number of citizens concerning this, and it all comes down basically to one issue. And I'm looking more for information since I wasn't here when this was originally passed. Did we ever receive an opinion from town council on the legality of the compulsory nature of a fee?
Mr. Younger.
If I recall from the board, we received a verbal from town council, because they were involved with town meeting and such, and according to town council, at the time it was a legitimate fee, as long as the fee was not greater than the cost of the sanitation project.
Right.
If I may, as a follow-on to that, during the budget process, we received, as we often do, I guess I'll call it a legal advisory from town council regarding trash fees and the implementation thereof, and the requirements under Mass General Law in order to implement the trash fee. And one of the key stipulations of that is that thou shalt not raise revenue greater than the service provided. So we did not do that. And thou shalt not make it mandatory. And we did not do that. There is an opportunity to opt out.
I bring this up this evening with the idea of answering all the questions and covering all the bases. And again, I do have heard from people that are considering a legal challenge based upon it. And that's why I would think that maybe it would be wise for us to get a written opinion from town council regarding the issue.
Mr. Mead.
I would have no problem getting a written opinion, and I think that may be a good idea. To get a written opinion on it. We need a majority to vote to do that.
Sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think the opinion needs to address the issue of, is it legal to to institute a program in which it's a service with a fee attached, where the person does not just have the right to say no?
Mrs. Beal.
Perhaps Mr. Younger could just also copy that KMP memo that came to us before Mr. Callaghan.
Yeah, I'd
Or that
appreciate
would
that.
be
Thank
helpful, I bet.
And other than that, just happy 4th of July to everybody. I'm looking forward to what's going to be taking place down at Ipswich River Park this coming week. Thank you.
Mr. Mulder,